Hello there. Fancy meeting you here. I was just enjoying this lovely hard boiled farm fresh egg. Oh, America. You poor, poor, poor bastards. Ain't got no birds, ain't got no chickens, ain't got no eggs. I'm already memeing and we haven't even started yet. What is up? Happy hump day. You know what that is. Yeah, look at I'm rich. I'm gonna be able to like take my dozen eggs from the grocery store and smuggle them into America and become a rich oligarch and run the country off of my egg cartel. As if anybody in Canada right now wants to go to America or be part of America. There's like a handful of like wacky Canadians that want to be Americans, but like nobody's stopping them. They could just go. Mm. We vaccinate every egg specifically. Every single egg is vaccinated. We have to inject antifreeze into the eggs, otherwise you'd never be able to cook them. mm, mm. I have put a vote to the council, and I have one yay, and one the motion has been seconded by one dapper dinosaur that we replace the the produce that we used to throw rotten produce that we used to throw from tomatoes to potatoes because rotten potatoes are fucking disgusting and you will never get rid of that smell. More aggressive. But alas, I have two things I want to show you just from the last couple of days before we get into Marcy. Because there are some Americans out there that have come to me to tell me that no, 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 there's no war, there's no talk of war, there's no declarations, and I'm gonna let somebody more professional tell you. Um, I'm gonna let somebody more professional speak on this real quick. This is shut the fuck up. This is Charlie Angus. Charlie Angus. Shut up. Charlie Angus is an MP in Canada. So I'm just gonna play for you. Is that gonna be? It's whatever. It's fine.
Well, I think Marco Rubio probably needs to be sent back to school because when you say that someone doesn't have a right to have a country, that's an act of war. When you rip up arbitrarily trade agreements and threaten and say you're going to break a country, that's an act of war. And Canadians have responded in kind. The boycott that Canada has launched against the United States is punishing. We were told in January a 10% drop in Canadian travel to the United States would cost 140,000 jobs. We're seeing at least a 40% drop now. And we're getting these nightmare stories of ICE detention centers of people who traveling across the border to fix their visa or that, who've been, strip searched, chained, kept in deplorable conditions. Is Donald Trump really trying to destroy the tourism industry in the United States? And then, like 3 days before St. Patrick's Day, picks a fight with the Irish. Of all people, you're going to pick a fight with the Irish on the eve of St. Patrick's Day, throwing 200% tariffs and then 200% tariffs on France. I mean, that's the last bottle of bourbon that will be sold in a generation in Europe. So what we're really picking up here is not just the rising level of resistance in Canada. And I've been on a tour through the industrial heartland of Canada, and the resistance is so much stronger than I could have even dreamed. But we're picking up now. The rest of the world is watching Canada and following our strategy, which is to just disengage, and that to disengage economically. So the United States has become a much weaker force on the stage of the world. If people aren't buying products, if people aren't traveling, if people aren't willing to buy anything American right now, that's hurting so many American businesses who are basically collateral damage in Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and JD Vance's idiotic campaign to please the MAGA voters. It's hurting us to some degree, but it's right now we think the impact on the average American business that has always had good relations with people in their markets. They're taking it they're getting punched in the face right now because of what Donald Trump's doing.
And so let's go. I want to repeat this real quick. When Americans, ignorant, proud of their ignorance, Americans, proud to be the dumbest fucking people on the goddamn planet, come to me to tell me and try to gaslight Canadians into thinking that America is not doing war on Canada, our fucking parliament members are calling this an act of war. I will play this one bit again real quick.
Well, I think Marco Rubio probably needs to be sent back to school, because when you say that someone doesn't have a right to have a country, that's an act of war. When you rip up arbitrarily trade agreements and threaten and say you're going to break a country, that's an act of war. And Canadians have responded in kind.
And we will keep responding in kind. But did Donald Trump say those things? Well, here is Laura Ingraham, Fox News, where fucking Donald Trump, whose face appears to be rotting before our very eyes, going on an unhinged, inaccurate lie fest of a rant about America, or about Canada, and exactly what he fucking wants to do to us. Do not try to pretend that Canadians don't fucking know exactly what fucking Donald Trump is saying.
Under Canada, and here's my problem with Canada. Canada was meant to be the 51st state because
First declaration of war. Shall we get a counter going? Take a drink. First declaration of war. Canada was meant to be the 51st state. All right, one.
we subsidize Canada by $200 billion a year. We
That's a lie.
don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We have a lot of lumber.
If you don't need our lumber, if you don't need our cars, and you don't need anything from us, why do you want us as a state? You fucking idiot. You fucking psychopath. According to you, taking on Canada would be taking on an additional burden to America based on your own same breath rambling verbal diarrhea. Fuck off. Why would all of Canada be one state? Because it's easier for Americans to understand. Because, I don't know, the people that Donald Trump is talking to are brain dead. Absolutely fucking brain dead. Convince Canadians why they should want to be part of America first. How about that? And maybe learn to be grateful for everything that Canada does for you. You want a really good example? Alaska's fucked without Canada, because guess what BC isn't doing right now? BC isn't refueling cruise ships in British Columbia. And there's a law from like 1873 that prevents these cruise ships from fueling up from state to state. They're not allowed. They're stranded. Because guess who's been fucking cleaning up and managing the fucking shit and loose ends that America leaves fucking all over the place? It's Canada. You like the bald eagle? You're welcome. You like having farmers? You like having a ton of farmland that you can utilize as farmland? You're welcome. You like being, like, not completely getting absolutely wrecked in every guerrilla war you've ever taken part in? You're welcome. Fucking ridiculous. absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I'll pull up the citation needed.
We freed it up, as you know, last week. We're freeing it up so that you can actually cut down a tree without being, given the death penalty.
There's no death penalty for cutting down trees. That's not a fucking thing. That doesn't exist. On the side note, the freeing up of lumber is your national parks. The thing that brings you in $55 billion of revenue, the thing that keeps your bald eagles alive, your conservation efforts, the thing that keeps your farmers able to farm, the part that keeps your cities able to city, the part that keeps your country able to country. Yeah, that's what he means by freeing up lumber. Say goodbye to your national parks, say goodbye to that revenue, because that's all going to go out of the thing that you, the American people, get. And I guess Canada's gonna have to pick up your slack again and try to save the bald eagle and like 7 other fucking North American species plus, because America doing this to its forestry is going to be absolutely devastating. You like that fire in California? Get fucking ready, motherfucker. What do you think trees do? Do you think trees just burn and catch on fire and that's just what happens? And if you had no trees, you would have no fires? Yeah, that's not how that works. Where do you think drought comes from? I bet these fucking motherfucking people are so goddamn stupid that they think, well, if we have less trees, we'll have less drought because the trees won't be taking the water out of the ground. No, that's not how that works. Not how that works. Blame Canada, suck my dick. I tell you to suck an egg, but it's cheaper to suck dick.
Because what these radical environmentalists have done to our country, but we freed it up. But we don't need their lumber. We don't need their energy. We don't need anything. We certainly don't want their automobiles. They make a lot of millions of automobiles are sent in. I'd rather have them made in Michigan. I'd rather have them made in South Carolina or any one of our...
You're tougher with Canada than you are with some of our biggest adversaries.
Only because...
And here's the thing. If you wanted to move American like automotive jobs back to America, fine. Leave. We don't fucking want you here. But also, you need to build the infrastructure to do it. If Michigan, the state, wants to take on that burden and wants to take on those jobs, they need the equipment. They need the people. They need the investment. They need the factories. The infrastructure needs to be built first. You can't just be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's like a bunch of shit. Good luck. That's not how it fucking works. They don't want anything from Canada, but they want Canada. Yep. Very important. Very important. They do it on purpose? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they fucking do. So, there's at least 2 declarations of war in here. Go on, he's gonna go back to what his big problem with Canada is.
It's meant to be our 51st state.
Okay.
Oh, 2 again. All right, go on.
But
but listen to this for a second.
We need their territory. They have territorial advantage. We're not going to let them get close to China.
Look,
right?
I deal with every country, indirectly or directly. One of the nastiest countries to deal with is Canada. The people that, now this was Trudeau, the people that good old Justin, I call him Governor Trudeau.
All right, so there's 3. You want to talk about people being disrespectful? They're bitching about Zelensky not wearing a suit during wartime, and this motherfucker's out here. Oh, good old Justin. Donald. Yeah, he's petty mad. You can definitely see why Canada's we're so difficult to deal with. That's why we're like named like some of the best place to live in the world, some of the highest ratings of living, of people wanting to immigrate here, of people wanting to go to school here, of dealing with other countries, the warm welcome that our new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has received from the UK, from France, the desperate call that Canadians, as both individuals and as a country, are getting of Americans asking for our help. Not just now, but in previous generations, in previous times. Motherfucker, bitch please. He's mad that Canada told him no, exactly like an adjudicated rapist serial abuser would. Exactly like an abusive fucking piece of shit that we know he is would. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, and yeah, he definitely like carpet bombs the court system. Absolutely. This man, listen. Joe's right.
His people were nasty.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's complaining about Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau is not our prime minister anymore. So, surprise, surprise, classic narcissist cannot take in new information.
And they weren't telling the truth. They never told the truth. You know that, they'd say, well,
And that's a lie. You want to talk about who's the one ripping up whose fucking trade agreements that they signed on to? This fucking guy. Go on.
we don't charge. Well, they do. They charge tremendous. And
they said they don't charge. They charge tremendous. Charge what? What kind of brain rot degeneracy? People were complaining about, oh, Biden's old. Are you fucking kidding me? Are we serious right now? Is this a cognitive human being that's able to make decisions for an entire country? Are you real? No, you're not serious. You're not serious.
If you look at dairy products, what they've done to our farmers, I'd go up to Iowa, I'd go up to different places, Nebraska, and they would always complain about Canada, how they get ripped off. Do you know that Canada has a...
Citation needed. And again, we talked about this yesterday. There is the tariff that exists for dairy is something that that Donald Trump signed on to. America has never even gotten close to reaching the threshold when those tariffs would take place. Those tariffs are there to protect American dairy farmers. Those tariffs are there to protect Canadian dairy farmers. That's what those tariffs are for, and they have never been utilized. This is a lie. This is not true. This is fake news. But dear leader told it to you, right? You know what's classic for wartime? Lying in propaganda to invent an enemy and invent that the person you want to invade and attack are bad and you dehumanize them. Their people are nasty. Oh yeah? You got an example of that? The people that you made the deal with, that you agreed with, that you signed off on? So were you, Donald, just too weak at the time to handle Justin Trudeau? He's just mad that fucking his wife wanted to bang him. Like, really? Like, really? Let me pull this up for you. You don't believe me? You don't believe me about what Donald is actually mad about and what the Americans are actually fucking upset on? Let me show you. Let me educate you real quick. This is what Donald is fucking mad about. Donald is so smart. He's the nicest and makes the best deals. You fucking loser.
The 250% tariff, 250, nobody knows that. They charge us numbers that are crazy.
But
we have a very
That is not true.
big deficit with Canada. And
60
there's
billion.
no reason, much more. We have much more.
I don't think so.
Just so you understand, we subsidize Canada.
She says, I don't think so. Nice pushback there, Fox News. Even Fox News is like, nah, fam.
And I like Canada. I love Canada. I love
but
Wayne
now the
Gretzky.
liberals-
I love Canada, but they're the nastiest people and they're really mean to me, and my daughter would rather fuck Justin than me.
I
Guys,
love his wife.
The Liberal
I love
Party is
every-
going to win now in the next election,
I don't
most
care.
likely. And they were
I don't
care.
I don't
Isn't that
care.
going to make them more hostile to us? And
I don't
hostile
care.
I'd rather deal with a liberal than a
for
conservative.
China, closer to Canada, and that would really.
I'd rather deal with a liberal than a conservative. Okay, good luck. Good luck dealing with Mark Carney.
really put us in a bind.
The conservative that's running is stupidly no friend of mine. I don't know him, but he said negative things. So when he says negative things, I couldn't care less. I think it's easier to deal.
He said negative things, so I don't like him. But if he says negative things, I don't care. This is somebody who says like one thing and then immediately turns around in the same sentence and says the exact opposite. Are you sure this man, this individual, is capable of making decisions for the government? By the way, I would like to point out that during this whole legal debacle of these allegedly Venezuelan people who are allegedly criminals and are allegedly part of a gang that have been deported not to Venezuela but to El Salvador, whose names we do not know, who never had a trial. When against the court order that said that this is not to happen, that Donald Trump's team tried to make an argument, and then of saying like, oh well, we would have followed the order, we didn't have enough time, we didn't know, and then Donald 48 hours later turned around and said this judge is a lunatic that needs to be impeached. Are you sure that your president has any kind of, like, cognitive consistency? Has there been a medical checkup? The man can barely walk. The man can't do stairs. The man can't speak properly. The man forgets what he says between point A and point B, and he fucking is all over the goddamn place. Are you sure that this man has the cognitive capabilities? His flesh is rotting on live TV. Are we sure?
Actually, with a liberal. And maybe they're going to win, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me at all.
So your end game is what with them?
My end game is I don't want to have a big deficit. I don't want to see the United States of America, and you say 60 and I say 200, but it doesn't matter. I don't want us to pay 60 or 200 billion dollars to a country that if they were a state, think of this, he would be our...
How many declarations is this so far? Are we at 6?
Dollars to a country that if they were a state, think of this, he would be our biggest, most beautiful, it would be great. This state, it would be cherished. We'd take care of it. The people would pay half what they're paying right now.
He's literally complaining, saying that that he subsidizes Canada, which is not true. Then turns around and says, "But we want to subsidize Canada." Has it clicked in yet? Have you figured it out, guys?
Canada pays very little for defense. They think we're going to defend
We protect them.
What?
That is not fucking even remotely true. Again, I would like to ask, how many wars has Canada participated in that Canada has instigated? How much military prowess does Canada have around the world? everybody else spends a reasonable amount on money in their on defense, and everybody has been upping it recently, partially due to Trump, partially due to Russia. America deciding that its over-bloated budget is an over-bloated budget, by the way, that people in the military complain about, that the American people complain about and do not want. Is not the fucking standard, motherfucker. No matter how many times you want to bitch, moan, and piss your pants over it, you do not get to set the standard. There has been a plan of upward spending on military since Justin Trudeau took office during Obama's term. And that's been a thing that has been going. And is going to continue. Motherfucker, who are you protecting us from? Yourself? Who are you protecting us from? It's not gonna be Russia. Not with this attitude. Is it France? I don't think we have a problem with France. Is it the UK? Oh, we don't have a problem with the UK. Is it China? Are you gonna protect us from China? You know that one of the earlier things that Trudeau did that he got criticism for was go to negotiate with China? What, he's literally on camera, on national television, telling people that he wants protection money from Canada right now. Are you fucking serious? And Canadians are supposed to be like, yeah, no, this is great. And fucking Americans are coming to me, following me over platforms, stalking me around because I've blocked them on other ones to try to tell me and try to gaslight me into saying, no, why are you threatening us? Why is Canada threatening America? Huh? Excuse me? And you're proud of your ignorance. You're proud to be this fucking stupid.
Protect them.
We protect them. We protect them. Do you know in NATO
From
they
what?
pay less than anybody else? In everything else, they go, we're in the process of buying 48 icebreakers. All of a sudden I see Canada's involved where they're going to get a piece of them. I say, what are
you icebreakers are necessary in Canada. You understand that we're like northern related, right? Like there's lots of ice and snow in that passage, which is the thing that Russia hates us about, right? Like one of the things Russia hates us about. Russia hates us about a lot of things. What are you don't know about this? You would think an American president would know about, like, basic trade route information? Motherfucker, Canada bought military equipment for Ukraine and made a contract with America. That equipment was late. Very, very, like years late. We paid for it. You were supposed to make it. You didn't hold up your end of the bargain. Where's our refund, motherfuckers? America should be refunding just due to the delay alone. Oh, by the way, F-35 deal. Say goodbye to that.
are they paying?
Assuming that America knows what that... Assuming that the Americans we're talking about here even know what that is, and assuming that the president even knows what that is. Because I'm not convinced this guy knows dick shit about anything, let's be real.
So I got tired of it. Here's the story. I had one of the most successful economies. I had the most successful economy in the history of our country in my first 4 years. We
That's a lie.
did a great job.
You literally ran on your country being broken and being a shithole. That was your platform. Your platform was how much America sucks. And so if that's your platform, you don't get to turn around and say, I had the best economy ever. Well, no, because your economy should have taken people out of the shithole and it didn't. And you would just rather blame Biden. If it was so strong and so great, how did fucking Biden even succeed in ruining it if you did such a great fucking job?
Largest tax cuts ever, largest everything. We had right to try, where people were able to use drugs. Stupidly, for many years, they weren't able to use, the far-reaching drugs because they weren't approved yet. Somebody's terminally ill, they couldn't do it. With me, they can do it.
No, they can't, because you're cutting Medicaid. They can't get access.
We did so many things. We rebuilt our military. Canada doesn't pay for military. They don't give any. They give us.
Huh? What? Canada doesn't pay for military? What rambling ass fucking nonsense are you talking about? Canada doesn't pay for military? Yes, Canada doesn't subsidize the American military. We have contracts that we pay for to the American military-industrial complex. Dipshit. Duh. I just referenced one that we paid for on behalf of Ukraine, that we bought for Ukraine. To quote Macron, no, we pay for this. This is real money. These are real things. This is real equipment. This is real personnel. This is real aid. We're not fucking playing Battleship, dipshit.
It's nothing. And they are the worst people to negotiate with of everybody. They had
with
the
USMCA. You finally got them around the edge on that, though.
No, I got them there. And USMCA is good, but they cheat. An agreement's good, but they cheat. And Mexico cheats also.
But China cheated on your 2019.
Can I tell you what?
Donald Trump cheated on his wives, and
they totally cheated and dropped it with Biden. You had a great deal.
When Biden took over, he didn't push them.
How is that cheating? What define cheating, you dumb motherfuckers? Anyway, that's enough of that. Your president is a fucking clown shoe. This is a fucking joke. You're ridiculous. Nobody's gonna take you fucking seriously. You don't deserve to be taken seriously. And the only serious part of this is the fact that literally everybody is boxing you out. That's what's happening. America is getting boxed out and then crying about it. You complain about America subsidizing Canada, and then complain that that Canada doesn't subsidize the United States military and their bloated as fuck budget. Oh, he cheats on his taxes too. Good point. It's interesting that Fox News isn't 100% sucking up to him. Yeah, even Fox News is not like... They're still babying him. They're still, like, trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Softball to him. But even Laura Ingraham is like, what? He needs a diaper on his face. Good God. I've had more coherent conversations with people in memory care in the nursing home that you worked at. Yeah. Go fucking figure. Trump's cognitive abilities are 100% in question. He's delusional. He actually thinks the world respects him again and respects America again. There are photos and videos of Trump at the Paris Accords being mocked to his face by the other leaders. The other countries' leaders. There is videos of all these other leaders hanging out, talking with each other, and Trump standing by himself, pouting, sad, looking at the ground, because nobody fucking wants to talk to him. Because he's a disgusting, garbage, felon piece of shit that nobody can trust or even bother with. He is not worth any other country's time. Because there is no reliability in anything he says. He lies all the time. He's constantly antagonistic. He talks shit behind other people's back. He fucking betrays people and sticks knives in people's back at the drop of a hat. He tears up things, agreements that he made arbitrarily, and he is illegally attacking Canada. The tariffs are illegal. You understand this, right? He is calling for our annexation. There is no, and every other country knows this. Every other country knows that there is no reason to ever capitulate to Donald Trump. Because it doesn't matter how much you capitulate to him. Canada did exactly what he fucking asked. Exactly what he asked for in this interview, too. Ramping up of military spending. Ramping up of border shit. Canada has done and is doing both of those things, and he's still making up bullshit. Fentanyl is not a problem from Canada to America. It's a problem from America to Canada. You're fucking delusional. And unfortunately, for Americans, everybody else knows it, except for you. Everyone knows. France knows. France was fucking joking about taking back the Statue of Liberty, since that's clearly not what America stands for anymore, and they've betrayed her. And Trump took it personally and threw a fucking hissy fit about it. Trump isn't even one-to-one transactional. People have been calling him that, but he's not even that. He's just, give me what I want, and when I have what I want, I'm gonna demand you give me the next thing, and I'm going to punish you. Oh, so don't you eat ore? Tell me where the llama is, or I'll burn your house to the ground. Oh, well, which is it? That seems like a pretty crucial conjunction. How dare you use a word that is too big for me to understand? Ew. How about keep America America again? How about America fucking fucks off? What are the odds, do you guys think? What are the odds that, no, not a Q&A, hold on. I'll start a poll. Odds that, Alaska becomes part of Russia. Yes. No. No will stay American. No will become Canadian. Yes, but not for long. There, I can only do 4. So, you tell me, do you think that Alaska will will be given up to Russia? Reminder to play the clip from the Discord. I can't. It'll get me demonetized. It's a good clip, though. I've seen it before. Alright. Shall we dive into what the average American thinks about all this? Cute dog. Will be a shame when you have to eat it when your whole fucking country is starving.
So people accuse a person of being Hitler so that can justify the behavior that they really want to exert on that person.
I'm sure that there are times where that is the case. If you don't like that Trump and Elon are being compared to Hitler because of their behavior and history, then why don't you just compare them to Stalin? Compare them to Mao. Same thing. Same thing will still apply. Doesn't have to be Hitler. On the other hand, this is fallacious. Specifically because, just because sometimes this can be this thing, it does not mean it is this thing every single time. So we can dismiss this point entirely because it's fallacious nonsense.
In other words, if you can convince people that someone is Hitler and you can stop the Holocaust by stopping this person, then you've basically removed all the parameters of anything stopping you from treating this person in any way, because you're on a greater mission. So that's why people love to identify Trump as Hitler, and of course we're supporters of Hitler, so we don't deserve any better treatment than Hitler. So they
No, the word is fascist. Hitler was a fascist. He's an example of fascism. Again, the guy running your government did a Hitler salute, a Nazi salute. That is not an arbitrary accusation. That is a fact. So, America is doing fascism, and Canada is saying, we don't want your fascism here. The fact that you are trying to justify forcing your fascism on us, and then saying that you're the victim here of nothing has happened to any Americans, by the way. There has been no attacks from Canada on American soil. This is not a thing that has happened. This doesn't exist. They think that saying no to them is the equivalent to, like, boots on ground being shot. Bold statement for someone within punching distance. You think that being told off on Twitter that Canada isn't interested in fascism is justification for what? But I'm not gonna lie, I am treating fascists the way I think fascists should be treated throughout history, in the present, and in the future. They're leaning on something called the paradox of tolerance, where they're like, you have to tolerate everybody. So and when you tolerate everybody, it means that you're tolerating intolerance. And when you tolerate intolerance, intolerance will take over. This is, we don't let Nazis drink at the bar, because if you let one Nazi drink at the bar, it becomes a Nazi bar. If the similarities to Hitler weren't so striking, people wouldn't be saying it. It started with the Capitol building, and got worse from there. Trump wants a autocracy. Yeah, no. Yeah, I was right. Trump wants autocracy just like Mussolini did. Right, you don't want to use Hitler? Fine. Fine, Mussolini. Fine, Stalin. You're welcome. You're welcome? You should be more thankful. You're a fool. You are an ignorant fool. Take Hitler out of the equation, then. Fascism. Authoritarian fascism. I mean, even Godwin's of Godwin's law says to call a Republican fascists. Yeah.
View themselves as being on some holy mission to stop something that they've created in their minds that doesn't really exist.
Oh, the projection that's bright, my guy. That's real bright. Can you turn that down? It's too bright for my eyes.
When I told this person, I don't want you speaking for me because you're not an American, you don't know American issues. You know, I say that because she's not had a military person fighting wars to defend America.
But still,
She's not.
That is a lie. Canada has fought in every single bullshit fucking war America has put out to Article 5, Afghanistan, Iraq. Those were American wars where Canadians fought and died for America's freedom. You absolute fucking numpty. Oh my god. Go fuck yourself. Americans killed Canadian soldiers via incompetency during that war. Canadians that were fighting for America's freedom, which you lied about. You invoked Article 5 on a lie. Oh don't worry about World War II. Canada wasn't no. Canada wasn't part of World War II. Didn't happen. Didn't exist. We definitely didn't build up any kind of reputation in World War II. I don't know what you're talking about. Fake news. Holy fucking shit. You ignorant fucking bitch. How dare you? How fucking dare you? At least Trump was able to get his Turkish hair plugs. Well, you know, at least that. Tu quoque. Oh my god. Who is the guy, by the way? I think it's Marcy's husband, who clearly is some dumb, ignorant fucking motherfucker. I bet you this guy looks exactly the way you think he does. These people don't know any of this. They just heard it once and believed it. I don't even know if they heard this anywhere. I think that they're just coming to this conclusion because Trump said something, and therefore that must be true. And so they extrapolate. So when Trump says something along the line, like in that interview, he says something along the lines of, Canada doesn't pay for any of the American military, completely ignoring the American contracts that military contracts that Canada has. Like, complete fucking no knowledge, no fucking thought in brain. This is brain rot. This is proud, ignorant brain rot. And not only is this insulting and offensive, but it's just fucking it's baffling. It's absolutely fucking baffling. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You're blatantly demonstrating that you said an insane thing that was completely unrelated. Because nowhere, I showed you guys the whole conversation on Twitter with this stupid bitch. Nowhere did I speak on behalf of Americans. And you know what Americans said when I showed them that conversation? They said, please help us. Please speak for us. Canada, please help. Americans have been asking Canada for help since Trump took office. Americans have been applauding and wanting Canada to continue to stand up to Trump because they don't know how to do it themselves. Surprise, surprise, Canada is cleaning up America's mess again. This affects our people. There will be Canadians who will suffer. There will likely be Canadians that will die through these trade wars. Because this is an economic attack. This is an intentional attack on Canada's infrastructure and on Canada's economic status and trying to destabilize our country. That is an attack. And it's intentional. Trump said that out loud. You ignorant bitch. How fucking dare you? You should be fucking sent to an educational fucking system of some kind where they sit you the fuck down and you fucking learn something. How fucking dare you? You also remember, by the way, the last time when we were here yesterday, that this stupid idiot said that the last time they were in fucking Canada was when they were 10 years old. Oh, Trumpster Bob. I listen to The Exploited. In no way am I a Trump fan, but if you want to know someone who is, he goes by the name of Trumpster Bob. I haven't actually checked in on Trumpster Bob in a long time. Is he still alive? Last time I saw Trumpster Bob, he was looking pretty fucking sick, I'm not gonna lie. De-radicalization school. Yeah, right? Like, maybe you need to be going to a place where you can learn to concentrate and learn some fucking history. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you that Canadians have not had military persons fighting in wars to defend America? Literally every fucking time. Unbelievable. I'm only 1 minute into this. If Americans want to do something, then they need to publicly shame these people. These people like this need to be publicly shamed into one of two things. Either learning fucking something or submission. Shamed into silence. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You ignorant fucking dipshit. So you either need to shut the fuck up on shit you know nothing about, or you need to actually educate yourself. And you need to, clearly you're so proud of your fucking ignorance, the only way to get some positive result in this is for the American people, the other Americans, to shame the shit out of you. You should be booed when you go to the grocery store. You shouldn't be allowed to enter a bar. Anybody who ever, like, you call to help you work on your house should fucking ignore you. Good fucking God. Disgusting. This is fucking disgusting. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. They think their freedom to say things makes what they say equally valuable. Hey. 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 You got it. A lot of Canada's current national identity comes from Pierre Trudeau's actions as PM. Yeah, that's not untrue. Anyway, go on with your stuttering ignorance.
You know, I say that because she's not had a military person fighting wars to defend America.
But still,
she's not a patriot.
But that's what. But you don't have to be. There's people in this.
What do you think a patriot is? You think, oh my God, they think you have to be American to be a patriot. They think you have to be waving an American flag to be a patriot. Oh my God, I need to leave. I need. Sorry, I had to go get one of my Freedom Patriot eggs that I can afford. With my not a real job. In my not a real country. Unbelievable. Absolutely fucking miserable. No, you gotta shit your pants at court to be a real patriot. Non-American patriot isn't a patriot for America, isn't a patriot for America, isn't a patriot for America? Oh, who could even know? Who could even know? Tastes like freedom and free markets. Do I have a Canadian flag or something that has a flag on it? I have a shirt from a beer company titled I Am Canadian. It's got a maple leaf on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, kicking around. You want me to go get my most patriotic outfit I can go and find? Canada Day this year is gonna be cracked. Oh yeah, people who dislike my commentary say I don't have a real job all the time. By the way, feel free to super chat to unleash the spice. Canadian patriotism. Can I give you an egg in this trying times? I did. I said that on Blue Sky. I said, can I offer you an egg in these trying times? No, I can't because of the tariffs. Fuck you. Oh, God. Yeah. It's a fun thing about the junk food in Canada versus America. Your junk food isn't allowed here because it doesn't pass our food quality tests.
This country that aren't patriots. So that's why I don't even bring that into the conversation. Where's someone, I don't care if they're from Mars. I mean, if you've read up enough on what's going on in the United States to know who the players are, then I'll have a conversation with you. I don't
You're too stupid to have a conversation. Calling it right now.
care because we might have to save New Zealand's slimy ass again. New Zealand, they'd be speaking Chinese now. No, excuse me. Japanese. Because if Japan, the imperial empire of Japan had sites going clear to India. So these countries.
What? If Japan and Imperialist Japan expanded into India, then New Zealand would be speaking Japanese? Slimy? Yeah, racism? Yeah, go figure. Nobody's surprised. What? Do these people think Manya and I are the same person? Do you always want me to wait a second? Do they actually think me and Manya are the same person? For anybody who's new here, I did a show that is on hiatus right now called Dumb Feck Friday with Manya. So we have been in the same place, but let me just real quick. This is Manya. Do we look like the same person to you? Are we? Hi. Is this? He would have a conversation trying to debate his politics and lose without even knowing it. Yeah, he's that type. He's that type. Bro should be saying that about the Philippines, not that he knows where it's located. Oh my god, he's pretending that if America didn't exist, nobody else would fill a power vacuum. Which is just stupid. Like, that's just blatant ignorance. If you were to remove America from participating in any, like, global initiatives, somebody else would take that position to do that. So to pretend otherwise is just idiotic buffoonery.
Enjoy their socialist states because of the blanket of security that we provide, even if they don't acknowledge it.
Hey, I'm sorry, is New Zealand socialist? America's like, get in, loser, we're gonna crash the world. They're also drinking and driving. I'm sorry, is New Zealand socialist? Is New Zealand a state? Socialist states. I'm glad I'm not the only one who fucking lost it at New Zealand's socialist state. So I did the poll about Alaska. Odds that Alaska becomes part of Russia. No, it will become Canadian at 41%. No, it will stay American 33%. Yes, but not for long 25%. Yes, 0%. Hey, tell you what, if Americans want Canada to become America so bad, why don't you actually just try to convince us instead of trying to oppress us? The USSR did a lot of work against Germany after previously helping Germany conquer Europe. Yep. So many degrees of socialism. Listen, this person doesn't know what patriotism is. You think they also don't, they already demonstrated they don't know what Marxism is. You think that they understand what socialism is? They have no idea. They're just saying words. They have no fucking clue what any of these words mean. It's just words strung together to try to, like, self-fucking self-satisfaction.
It still exists.
Will you tell me about the Five Eyes again?
Oh, the 5 countries that share intelligence are New Zealand, Australia, the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. And it's the English-speaking countries. And they call the Five Eyes, and we all share intelligence with each other.
You all shared intelligence with each other before Trump pulled out of it. Everybody went, "You fucking idiots." And then you joined back up again real quickly after very clearly siding with Russia, meaning if anybody's giving you any intelligence, it's littered with wrong information.
There's other little groups too, but that's the big one.
So I was basically, I know that I popped off with speak on.
Hey, does information sharing count as socialism? Guys, does information sharing count as socialism? I need to know. I'm asking for a friend. I'm the wheezing gif. I'm the gif of wheezing laughter.
Canadian issues. Don't speak on American issues, because I think that that's what people do to push buttons to incite.
You came to me. I didn't go to you to incite you. You came to me to incite me and didn't like that I told you to fuck off. Oh, well, I've cried to my husband and my husband made me feel better by patting me on the head and telling me I'm a special little girl. Because neither my husband or I are capable of even having this fucking conversation. Sharing is caring. Sorry, go on. I should only talk about Canadian issues, and definitely America and Canada aren't very incredibly closely related.
Speak on Canadian issues. Don't speak on American issues, because I think that that's what people do to push buttons to incite. Like, you want to talk about Trump and be happy that he got
then
shot.
Talk about Trump. Don't worry about where they're from.
If Trump gets shot and dies tomorrow, I would dance on his fucking grave. There would be celebrations across America. Canada would be like, woo. Because you know what? Fuck you! That's why. Why would I feel bad that somebody trying to threaten war with my country died? Why would I feel bad about that? Should Poland be upset that Hitler shot himself? Since you want to use the Hitler fucking comparison? I wouldn't piss on the man if he was on fire. I bet Marcy has never voted for any candidate that her husband didn't choose. I bet you Marcy has never voted and her husband voted on her behalf. I don't give a shit. You do realize that the person who shot at Trump before was fucking was a Trumper, right? They were a Republican. America, the whole world needs to be like us. Also, America, don't talk about America unless you're American. Don't talk about me hitting you. Don't talk about me talking about you. Trump is talking about Canada, you dumb fuck. Of course Canadians are gonna have an opinion on the way their greatest and longest standing ally is fucking turning heel. I don't give a shit. I would applaud if and when Trump dies. However that may be. I don't care if he has a heart attack. I don't care if he fucking old man stumbles and trips on a plane. I don't care if because he fucking stopped safety to planes, his fucking plane explodes. I don't care if he tries to go to fucking Mars with Elon and they both fucking explode. I don't care if they both die from autoerotic asphyxiation while they're butt fucking each other. I don't give a fuck. I would applaud it. Good job. The world is now a safer place. Fuck you. How dare you?
I don't care if they're from Arizona. If they know enough to converse about it, I don't care where they are.
And yet you claim that nobody can converse about it. You just think you're smarter than everyone else. You're proud of your fucking ignorance. You claim to be smart about this. You claim to be able to have these conversations. You just listen to your wife make the claim that no Canadian military has ever fought and died for Americans. And you said nothing to correct that. You agreed and continued on. You are an ignorant fuckbutt. Fuck butt? What am I saying? Oh my god. I've lost words! I'm out of words! Degenerate! I've never known Chesh to not applaud butt fucking. This is true. This is a true fact. Vance needs to go too. He's even more unhinged because he actually has positions. Yeah, I don't know. I think that JD Vance would fold under global pressure. I made new words. Ah, fuck. Trump is taking extra sips of Diet Coke one day and exploding like Mr. Crisode from the Monty Python skit. Yeah. Just this, it would be such like a metaphor for America too. Just this bloated, grotesque, like rich slob, just consuming for the sake of consuming and then just exploding under its own pressure.
Canada's got enough problems, but I'm saying if they've got an opinion on Trump, I don't mind telling them why their opinion's wrong. And a lot of it has to do with the fact they're from Canada. So that's fine.
What? Your opinion about Trump is wrong because you are from Canada. And I'm more than happy to tell you why your opinion is wrong. Your president is delusional. Prove me wrong. Your president is mentally declining. Prove me wrong. You have an unelected illegal foreigner as a bureaucrat dismantling your government. I like how these guys who think they get to dictate how people have conversations. They think that they get to police the way people speak. They think they get to tell everybody what the rules of engagement are when it comes to who knows what about what thing. Yeah, good luck with that. I'm sure it's gonna go well.
Fine. I mean, I bring that into the mix. I mean, obviously someone in Russia...
You're gonna bring in the genetic fallacy. That's the genetic fallacy. The genetic fallacy is you're dismissing somebody's point or argument because of where they're from. Because of where they're coming from. This is like Canada prejudice. Yeah, it is. This is it's so weird. It's like racism directed at Canada, and it's like I don't think I have ever seen this before. Like, I don't think I have ever seen or listened or witnessed somebody being like, you don't know what you're talking about because you're Canadian. What? You're not from around here, so y'all don't know how it really be. Well, here's the thing. In the last video, right? In the last video from yesterday, you remember that this guy was talking about echo chambers, right? But now he's saying that no information, but that we all get American information. So do you not think that this is self-contradictory? That it's contradictory to say that you live in an echo chamber, but you have, if you're from somewhere else, but you have to locally go outside to not be in an echo chamber? And the only way you could possibly know what's going on is if you enter into this small bubble that they're inventing? This is why people say it's a cult. Because now they're using Canada as a buzzword, as a thought stopper. Canadian derangement syndrome. Yeah, don't be surprised to don't be surprised to see more censorship on YouTube, by the way. Yeah, scum is a good word. Scum is a good word for people like this.
That's fine. I mean, I bring that into the mix. I mean, obviously someone in Russia might criticize Trump. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Russia is mocking you because Trump is siding with them.
Well, I mean, if you're criticizing Trump, half of America criticizes him. So
then what's the problem? If America is critical of Trump and Russia is critical of Trump, why are you suggesting that it's unreasonable for Canadians to criticize Trump when Trump is literally doing things directly to us? Hello? Did we forget that we watched this? Duh?
yeah, like I said, I think some people get the wrong impression of the country. They believe what they want to believe. So
Is Trump starting a trade war? Is Trump attempting to destabilize Canada's economy? Yes, no. Did Trump initiate tariffs on purpose? Yes, no. Is Trump talking about annexing Canada? Yes, no. What wrong idea? What's the wrong idea from literally the words the man said out loud? Please, educate me, sir. You're a man, right? You're an older gentleman. Surely you know more than one poor little girl on the internet could possibly ever know. Please! You said you wanted to debate if you know the major players. I know these names. Otherwise, you don't get to have an opinion. Well, clearly. Yes or no? On behalf of Jessica and April, these people act like scum and they are surprised when they are treated like scum. Yeah, I think that's accurate.
When one part of the justice system says, oh, Trump has committed 34 felonies or he did this or that, they latch on to
that. Wasn't one part of the justice system, that was the justice system. He is a convicted felon, period, end of sentence. If he wants to go and appeal, go ahead. I'm pretty sure he's already failed those appeals, but whatever, it's irrelevant. Non sequitur. What's your point?
that, but when another part says something they don't like, then they just neglect it. Well, that's when you know you're dealing with someone.
Like what? What are you talking about? What other justice thing happened? It's like, you know that the court system isn't infallible, right? The point is the reasoning. Is the reasoning consistent? Oh, sorry, that's too big of a word for you. Is the way in which you reach a conclusion consistent? So if I criticize the judicial system in this way, but applaud this decision because I agree with it, is the reasoning why I agree with this thing and disagree with this thing the same? Good fucking lord. Okay, let's take an example. if your standard is the Constitution of the United States, right? By the way, Canadian, we don't have a constitution. We have a Charter of Rights. If the Constitution of the United States says everyone is equal under the law, and then the court says, well, actually, while the president is president, he is not subject to specific things, and I disagree with that, and my basis for disagreeing that is because of the Constitution, right? Then, if the judge makes says something along the lines of, oh, well, actually, Trump has committed contempt of court, and we're going to follow up on this contempt of court, and I applaud that, and my reasoning is the Constitution, then regardless of whether or not the judicial system has done X or Y, my reasoning and agreement with the Constitution is the same. There's no inconsistency there. Sorry, consistent is too big of a word. They're the same. The nuh-uh and the yaha are for the same reason. They're the same. My position hasn't changed. Oh, sorry, I forgot. These aren't Americans who believe in the Constitution. These are Americans who believe in the Constitution being pissed on, lit on fire, and shredded. I thought this was America. Again, we're back to this. All this is ad hominems. They're just trying to find excuses to not have a conversation. They're trying to find excuses and invent reasons to not have to actually address any real criticism or any real arguments. Donald Trump is attacking Canada. And it is it is his America. It is his government doing so. Canada has every right to defend itself. Canada has every right to hit back, and Canada has every fucking right to be critical about it.
Trump derangement syndrome. They only want it, you know, the government's top notch and everything's good when the FBI comes out with something. When the FBI raids Mar-a-Lago, boy, they're great. You know, they're fantastic. But now that the FBI is going to be releasing, you know, this or that, oh my goodness, you know.
Nobody is criticizing the releasing of the Epstein files or the JFK files. If anything, people are criticizing the fact that those still aren't out, you jackass. I don't give a shit if the FBI is releasing X, Y, or Z about whatever the fuck. I think it's stupid smokescreen and a waste of fucking time. I think the Epstein files are a little bit interesting as to why those were promised and haven't come out yet, probably because Trump is fucking all over them. Go fucking figure. So if you're gonna invent problems that people don't have and straw man complaints that don't fucking exist to try to pretend that you're intellectually superior when you're just fucking embarrassing yourself, I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. Marcy, why did you drag your husband into this? You're embarrassing him. This is embarrassing.
And the convictions that they convicted, there were crooked judges that convicted Trump. All of the...
Prove it. On what grounds? I don't care if you're critical of that, but don't pretend that your criticism and disagreement with it, you just said disagreeing with the judge in one thing and applauding them in another means that somebody has Trump derangement syndrome because they're only willing to accept one side of whatever the judges said. You just said that. You literally just explained that you dismiss people because of Trump derangement syndrome that you described as somebody applauding the judicial system in one way when it's against Trump, but enabling it in another way, or sorry, and disabling it in another way, or criticizing it in another way when it doesn't go in your favor. And you just, in the next fucking sentence, said the judges that convicted Trump were crooked. So you agree with the judges when it's in Trump's favor, and disagree and dismiss and neglect the judges and attack the judges when it's not in your favor? The call is coming from inside the house. The call is coming from inside the house. FBI, open up. Are you fucking serious? On an argument, by the way, I never made, and Manya never made. These are things Manya and I, who they're talking about, never said. We never said these things. This is not an argument that was made in that conversation. And how do I know this? And how do you know this, good people watching at home? I showed you the entire conversation last week. Ta-da! The Trump derangement syndrome is in your own head. You made it up. It belongs to you. It is a descriptor of your own behavior. You're gonna tell me a Canadian is not allowed to have an opinion on whatever's going on with America? Then why are you demanding that I have a specific opinion about the judges in Trump's felon cases? You're demanding that I hold this position. A position you don't know what I do and do not have. If you think the judges were corrupt, prove it. Show me the corruption. Where is it? You shouldn't have to fear retaliation, right? If the reason why people didn't talk about those judges being corrupt because they were worried about the Biden administration using their political power to attack you, well, that's not the case anymore. Congratulations. You've got Trump now. Trump's not going to punish you for calling judges corrupt and showing it. Prove it, coward. You can't. You don't know what you're talking about. This is her response to that Twitter conversation. She lost the plot before she even started with her hubby here. Yes. Yes. Yes.
All of the charges that they found him guilty of, that he wouldn't even what happened there?
You mean when Trump chose and refused to sit for deposition? That one? You're saying you don't know what happened there, but claiming that there's corruption? Again, you are drowning in your own ignorance, and you're proud of it.
Well,
That they can convict him, that they can find him guilty.
that's not unusual because
Do you think the president is above the law? Yes, no.
the people that you're talking to side with the Democrats in America because they're all Marxists.
That's not what Marxism is. I don't side with the Democrats in America. I'm not American. I'm critical of the Democratic Party all the time. You fucking psychopath. Oh my god. You mean the Supreme Court that was stacked in Trump's favor during his time in office? The one that Mitch McConnell went out of his way to ensure that Obama did not appoint an additional person to? There is video and audio of Trump with a hot mic talking to and thanking to these justices, I won't forget. Thank you for that. They're all Marxist. Guy who doesn't know what Marxism means. Tell you what, sir, you can have a conversation with me when you can define Marxism. Let's start there. Famous Marxist Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. You're fucking insane. Our left in Canada is not the same as your Democratic Party. Our Liberal Party is not the same as your Democratic Party. Remember when you said that Americans don't know dick shit about other countries, and when you're talking to people from another country, they likely know more than you do? Yeah, you should probably remember that at times like this. You have no understanding of Canada's political system, political structure, or political, public vibe.
That's how they convicted him. They don't view the justice system like you and I with some lady there with a blindfold on the scales. They view the justice system as something to be used to accomplish their political goals.
Please tell me again about the Department of Justice being told that they're forced to release the names of people who worked on investigating Trump. Please tell me again what Trump was doing, stacking the Supreme Court. Please, and the Republican Party. Please tell me again about Trump using his political power to attack and go after, and trying to weaponize the judicial system to go against political opponents. Those are all things that are currently happening. No, sir, that's your position. Projector emoji when. Hey, you want more emojis? Make sure to join for a whole $1. A whole $1 for more emojis. Nancy Pelosi Marxismed so hard that she invested capital into a market and kept the money. Such Marxism. They don't know shit about other countries and peoples and are so self-centered that they think everyone is like that. Well, they also think that everybody knows more about America, which is funny. What we're seeing here is delusion. What we're seeing here is like this toxic mix of self-importance, the delusion, and like this. Why don't we start like at the very beginning? What makes is America great, and what makes America great? Define it. What do you think justice is? What do you think is being balanced on the scales of the blind of Lady Justice? What is being balanced there? What is being measured? What does that woman represent? She's a personification, not the thing itself. It's a personification. What is she? A fucking personification of? We're seeing weapon grade copium. Yeah. That's accurate. Toxic ignorance with an undeserved feeling of superiority. Yes. I would like to remind everybody that America is ranked incredibly low in education, and that is also going to start dropping more and more and more. So when I say that Americans are ignorant and stupid, that is actually factual. It doesn't mean every American, but alas, here we are.
That's why it's called a police state. That's what they have instated. They've not used the police to protect people. They've used the police to enforce an unfair rule.
You mean like the protesters? You mean like the Palestine protesters? You mean like the on the college campus? You mean ICE disappearing people like that? Is that what you're talking about? Against a court order? Do you just not know about these things? Are you just so happy in your little fucking Trump jizz bubble that you don't fucking know what your president is doing? You don't know what ICE is? You don't know what...
They think it's fair because their interpretation of fair is different than ours.
That is the first thing that I agree with. You think fair is whatever is best for you and works for you. That's what Trump is. Trump is whatever is best for me at the time, which changes and is completely arbitrary, is fair. And that everybody else needs to roll over on their back and give America anything they want with zero compensation, zero pushback, zero anything. No negotiation. We should that people should just lay down to threats because that's what's fair. That's what these people think is fair. Tell me, chat. Yes, no. Do you think it's fair for a country to defend itself from another country looking to invade them? Do you think that's fair? I think that's fair. So Russia has the right to defend itself against... Sorry, then then Ukraine has the right to defend itself against Russia. Right? That's fair. And is it fair to expect America to stand by its word? And is it fair to be upset with America when America backstabs people? It's totally fair unless America does it. Yeah. Eventually, we have to look at things the way they are. And accept what it is. And this is what we're dealing with. This is what the Democrats in America need to deal with. This is what they need to work with. This is what they're dealing with. This is what they're working with. This is what they have to confront. How do you confront that? Some of the most ignorant people I went to school with think they have special knowledge on the Ukraine situation being kept from everyone, and that Russia is an egalitarian utopia. They should go visit Russia. Go on, go visit. Or you just enjoy the fucking Tucker Carlson propaganda piece where he went to a French chain of restaurants in Russia. Hey y'all, from a certain point of view, the people in Afghanistan were defending themselves from invasion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Have any of you been on Facebook lately? I deactivated my account at the end of the last year because it was nothing but AI-generated rage pair posts getting pushed. Yeah. I said that word for word. You should go live there. And they were like, her, spouting the mainstream media talking point much. If you like Russia and think it's good, prove it. Go there. Record your experiences, and good luck trying not to get arrested. NATO, specifically, Smitty. You're looking for NATO. NATO invaded Afghanistan because America cited Article 5 and lied to everyone.
I'm saying it's the whole thing, the DEI, it's everything. I mean, because it all goes back to we're white, we're colonists, we're white supremacists, we're all slaveholders. You know, we all.
Where did Manya or I make this argument at all in that comment section? You're definitely racist. You're definitely prejudiced. The fact that you're citing DEI, I would not be surprised. I would suspect that if you are not white supremacists, you are white supremacist apologists. You are out here supporting Donald Trump, who is attacking and deporting and defunding and killing people who are of a different color than you and targeting them specifically. So yes, you are a white supremacist. If you want to convince people otherwise, do better.
We'd all be out hanging black people if there weren't laws to keep us from it. So when people
There was a man lynched not too long ago. I believe it was in Arizona. By not too long ago, I mean like last week. Hate crime is prevalent in America. To pretend otherwise is disgusting. Canada should never join up with America in another war ever again. And people have been saying that since Afghanistan.
have that opinion, it's like Trump said, there's nothing I'm going to be able to say making people happy.
It's not about making people happy. Canada's not trying to make America happy. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. The facts are the facts. I'm not here to be fucking placated by no-name Mick no-face fuckhead over here. I don't give a shit. He cares about everyone else's opinion about him, because that's all he's talked about. Just because you don't like being accurately identified as a Nazi fascist? Whoops, tautology. Doesn't mean you suddenly aren't. I'm sorry, does it hurt your feelings being accurately labeled? Does that hurt your fifis? Does that hurt your feelings? Does that hurt your feelings? Then don't be that way. 'Cause too bad. We don't tolerate the intolerable. The intolerant. Again, I would like to, he's sensitive, okay? Oh, the snowflake. The snowflake that couldn't handle the snow. So brave. So brave. I wonder, if Marcy said you work for the Republican Party, is there a reason why you're hiding your face? Because a lot of the Republicans are hiding their faces right now, running away from their constituents, hiding from town halls. Are you embarrassed yet? Because you should be. Did he even read the Twitter thread? I have no idea. I'm not convinced this person knows how to read. The literacy rate in America is really fucking low, and it's only gonna be dropping. Did you know that Trump canceled Dolly Parton's book shit? You know her little like library, mobile library thing that Dolly Parton does that delivers books? Did you know about that? That was a thing that happened. You want me to pull that shit up? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let's go. Hold on. Dolly Parton book club. Reports of funding issues and program closures for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in some areas. Dolly Parton Imagination Library funding quietly being phased out of North Carolina. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library famously provides free books to children under the age of 5 all over the United States. What isn't well known is that the Dolly Parton Imagination Library subsidizes the books, and local administrators have to come up with the remaining book costs and administrative costs. The state of New York has provided these costs as a grant to the Smart Starts organizations that represent each county. But this year, the North Carolina General Assembly did not provide enough funding to allow for new registrations. They have provided funding to continue providing books for children who have already signed up. I know there is a lot of fish to fry right now, but if you have ever benefited from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library directly or indirectly, you might consider reaching out to your representative to ask them to consider giving more funding to your local Smart Start office to see if they have a private donation operation to keep Dolly Parton's Imagination Library active in your county and area. And where do you think the cuts for Smart Start is coming from? I wonder. You guys do know that there's a really good chance that Trump can't read, right? Like, have you ever seen that man be handed a piece of paper that he hasn't, like, been told what it says? Have you ever seen him try, like, he was handed a letter from the King of England in the Oval Office press area, whatever, when the UK Prime Minister was there. He handed him a letter and, like, was sitting there expectantly as he opened it and failed to read it. You do know that there is a very high probability that Donald Trump cannot read, or his reading level is like 5th grade, right?
Doesn't matter whether they're Democrats in the United States or people in New Zealand. There's people in New Zealand who don't agree with it.
Except that you are dismissing them based on the fact that they're Democrats, or based on the fact that they're from New Zealand, or based on the fact that they're Canadian. You're already using those things that you're saying don't matter as a reason to dismiss people. You're contradicting yourself.
Not everyone in New Zealand hates, that's a reminder, not everyone in New Zealand hates Americans.
Well, the reason New Zealand...
Not everybody in Canada hates Americans. In fact, most Canadians don't hate Americans. We hate what your government is doing to us on your mandate. In fact, most Canadians have been incredibly gracious to fucking Americans, and have been historically incredibly gracious and helpful to Americans. So how about go fuck yourself? And hey, guess what? Telling you to go fuck yourself is the least we can do to you. Even our trade response tariffs have been specifically targeted to do as little collateral damage to the American people as possible, you fucking reject. Actually unfucking real. The targets for Canada's tariffs, because they are targeted, are at businesses and infrastructure that would, in red states, to convince Donald Trump to stop doing this with as little collateral damage to the American people as possible. You are going to trade war with us, trying to annex us, and Canadians are still looking out for Americans and the American people. Shut the fuck up and eat a piece of fucking humble pie. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Is there because the one lady that they're friends on and they post together, she lives in New Zealand and I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know her story, but she pipes in and says, yeah, she can speak for America.
I'm not saying, see,
Americans don't even get to speak for America because guess what? The number of Americans protesting what's going on right now is really fucking high, and your government is doing it anyway. Good job! And again, where did I speak for America? And also, by the way, I do have a mandate from a good number of Americans, more than you do at the very least, to speak on their behalf. So, you're welcome.
I don't know about the terminology. You're speaking about America. No one's speaking for America.
Well,
and if someone wants to speak about America to me, and they're from another country, I'm all ears. So,
except that you already said that you dismissed them based on the fact that they're from another country and based on the fact that they're Democrats and Marxists. Like, you've already listed a bunch of buzzwords that you don't understand that are something called thought stoppers. I've talked about this with Chris Shelton over on Debate Hub, and I recommend checking it out. Basically, what it is it's a term that stops you from thinking about what the person says and just lets you dismiss them. You know where it's used commonly? Cults. It's cult language. It's jargon invented and utilized to stop you from continuing your thought process. The fact that you're even arbitrarily bothering to identify these things is absurd in the first place. They won't show their faces, so they're recording the ground, cowards. Well, there are reasons why you might not want to show your face. And some of those reasons are more legitimate than others, and some of them are that you're a coward. And I think fascists and racists definitively fall into the category of cowards. Chesh can take an order in a restaurant. That's like speaking for me. Yeah, no worries. We'll go to a French restaurant. I'll order for you.
But don't be surprised if I'm going to ask you where'd you get your information.
right.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. In fact, I would love to do that back and forth. Where did you get your information, sir? Where did you get your information that Canadian military have never died for America? Sir?
Or the Democrat National
You
Party.
can feel free to call in. We're live. Feel free to join me, bitch.
Get your information.
Right.
Or the Democrat National Party.
I got the information from Donald Trump's mouth. Is that a problem? I got my information from Donald Trump's post on Truth Social. Is that a problem? Is it invalid because Donald Trump was on mainstream media? This is the Fox News fucking YouTube channel, by the way. This isn't something that I heard through the lens of a MSNBC covering this Fox News interview. This is directly from Donald's mouth.
I would call up.
Party.
So the very initial thing that started the whole thing was that the person posted that United States made an agreement to back Ukraine, and
that is a lie. Shall I show you? Let me pull it up. I'll just do it really quickly. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. It's not gonna be that far back because I don't use Twitter. Let me show into replies. This is what started it. Donald Trump. Where did you get your information from? Donald Trump posted directly, Canada doesn't allow American banks to do business in Canada, but their banks flood the American market. Oh, that seems fair to me, doesn't it? American banks operate in Canada, idiot. Then Elon Musk retweets it and said, it's a valid point. The rules are asymmetric. Yeah, different countries have different regulations. There's a reason why the Canadian economy was not in the same place that the American economy was in 2008 or 2000, the big crash. And guess who's our prime minister now? The guy who helped us avoid that crash. Oh, and look, American banks do business in Canada. It's fucking been fact-checked. And then there is Marcy. The resistance towards putting America and Americans first in America is absolutely mind-boggling. We shouldn't be fighting overseas. Zelensky, spelt wrong, showing up in a sweatsuit is a perfect example. These entities will respect us or pay our tariffs to be here. Bitch! Also, well, my friend, it's time to stop the shit. It's a true and factual statement, not a lie, and not a Project 2025 farce. Why are people mad? Because we are getting rid of the thieves in government. Why do you hate this fine man? Do you believe in two classes of society? I have much respect for you, so I'm not being facetious. I'm genuinely curious as to why anyone would want to keep their thumb on another. Bitch! Your president is trying to strong-arm my entire country. What do you mean this started because she said this thing about fucking Ukraine? You said this fucking thing about Ukraine. I corrected you about your misinformation propaganda bullshit. America made a deal with Ukraine. Fact. That part of that agreement was with Russia. Fact. Part of the agreement, or parts of this agreement, were that America would defend Ukraine if it got rid of its nukes, and Russia would not invade Ukraine. That was the fucking deal. You're fucking brain dead. You have brain rot. It's the fucking. Do you guys ever see that episode of Star Trek when like there's like brain worms in the Federation, in like upper tier Admiral Federation level? That's what this is. The fucking brain worm, the Donald brain worm. Fucking Christ.
The very initial thing that started the whole thing
was me telling Trump and Donald and Musk to fuck off about their lies about Canadian banking, and then you came in with a complete non sequitur about fucking Ukraine, and I corrected you about your fucking misinformation. That's the fact. But tell me, go lie to your husband or whatever. I'm sure your relationship is great.
So the very initial thing that started the whole thing was that the person posted that the United States made an agreement to back Ukraine and that we went back on our word.
No, we didn't. No.
Yes, you did. Fact, 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 fact. Donald Trump pulled support for Ukraine, period, end of sentence. That was found to be illegal and it was pushed back, but that is not the point. America went back on its word, period, end of sentence, and cannot be relied upon because they are trying to strong-arm Ukraine. Period, end of sentence. That protection, the only string attached to those fucking protections was the disarmament. They disarmed and then they got invaded. America backed them, and now America is trying to pull out and undercut them. And literally, stuff that was supposed to, stuff that's already been bought and paid for, stuff that was already being shipped was stopped dead. And Ukrainian soldiers were left on the front lines without the support that they were supposed to get. Ukrainians have died because of that fucking backstab, that rug pull. That is a fact. And I don't give a shit how much you decide to plug your ears and cover your eyes and sing fucking Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to yourself to make you fucking feel better and cry into your fucking snot-filled cum dumpster of an American flag. To try to pretend that you didn't fucking do this. And that this isn't something that America has been doing to people for years in wars. That Canada hasn't been cleaning up your messes for fucking decades. This is simply the straw that broke the camel's back. The rest of the world has already been moving away from America. Trump is just giving them the justification and the excuse and the popular opinion by their constituents to do it. Cry harder. Cry fucking harder. Cope and seethe.
We talked about that. What happened was that after Ronald Reagan crushed the Soviet Empire and the Soviet Empire collapsed.
Guys, drink for Reagan. Guys, what the agreement between Ukraine and Russia? Well, Ronald Reagan and the Soviets. Okay. Sure. Did America have a deal with Ukraine to defend them against Russia for disarmament? Yes, no. Yes, no. Did Trump pull support for Ukraine? Yes, no. Yes and yes. All right. So America pulled, but disregarding, by the way, that America has pulled out and ripped up and illegally done these tariffs against Canada in a trade agreement that was done by Donald Trump. He's betrayed and backstabbed Canada for his own agreement. You're insane.
And the wall came down in Germany, and they tore down the wall. About 33 countries suddenly found themselves with a bunch of Russian arms. Some of them had nukes. Some of them had a fleet of ships that just happened to be sitting in the sea. So something had to be done with all of this stuff. So there were agreements made, and we didn't want the nukes.
What was the agreement? There were agreements made. What was the agreement? And what year was it? You want to dictate who's allowed to talk about what and who's allowed to have opinions about what? About other countries, by the way. This is your opinions on Germany, Russia, and Ukraine, which apparently you're allowed to speak on. Even though, have you been to Ukraine? Have you seen what's going on in Ukraine? Have you been there? Or are you like JD Vance? Or are you even like JD Vance? Have you even seen the videos? You want to dictate that people have to know the major players and what's going on to be allowed to have an opinion and have a conversation, right? All right. When did the deal take place? What was the agreement? And who was the agreement amount or between? Russia, Ukraine, and America. Tell me. Otherwise, you're not allowed to have an opinion by your standard.
We didn't want anybody else having them, so an agreement was made to give them back to Russia. During the course of that, there was a verbal agreement. There was I wouldn't call it an agreement, but I thought...
There was an agreement, but it wasn't an agreement. But it was an agreement, but I wouldn't call it an agreement. And it was just verbal. Pathetic. So yes, America went back on his word. Thank you for agreeing with me in this very, very roundabout way to try to make yourself feel better. For not being traitors and backstabbers.
There was a kind of a, here's a way to put it. Russia was in such bad shape that I don't think a lot of people thought that they were going to get up and running that quick. So
are we just forgetting that the Cold War happened? Is that just not a thing? That Russia wasn't considered a major superpower and has been considered a major superpower, and that half of this war, this invasion of Ukraine, has been everybody mocking Russia for not being as strong as everybody thought they were? How fucking delusional. It was just verbal, so he just literally went back on his word. Is this guy actually trying to suggest that there was no written contract? Is that real? Is this real? Are you serious? Where did you get... Remember when he said, well, I'm gonna ask where I get your information from. Where did you get this information from? Your ass? It sounds like your ass. Or did you suck it out of Donald Trump's butthole? Because that might be a little bit more accurate. Or was it injected into you, down your throat, by Elon Musk? Via his dick, if I wasn't being clear enough. I'm calling you a bootlicker, by the way, if that wasn't clear. I'm calling you a Nazi bootlicker. Do I need to be more clear? I'm saying you're siding with Nazis and you're proud of it. I'm saying that if Donald Trump was Hitler, you would be doing the same thing. You would side with Hitler. Am I not being clear enough? Is there a clearer way? Do I need to get a pen out? Do I need to draw you a fucking... I need to start a GoFundMe for fucking more crayons. These fuckers keep eating them. What's your favorite flavor of crayon, Marcy? Hey, Marcy's husband, what's your favorite flavor of crayon? Is it fucking orange? Look at this man's fucking melting. Bro licks the ground that the boots stepped on. You fucking go goose step somewhere else, not in my fucking country. Keep your goose stepping to yourself.
So I think a lot of agreements were made.
There should be a 1945% tariff on bootlicker. Wait, he just went from there was an agreement, there was no agreement. Well, there was kind of an agreement. There were lots of agreements. Guys, there were so many agreements, the best agreements, but we didn't have any real agreements, but my agreements were the best agreements, and I don't know who did these prior agreements. It was me. They're the worst agreements ever. Oh.
That I don't think a lot of people thought that they were going to get up and running that quick. So I think a lot of agreements were made that people thought never would have to be fulfilled, but the United States Senate never ratified.
So America just made an agreement thinking they would never have to do it? And you think that's a point in your favor? And now you care that the Senate ratifies something? Now you care?
By any treaty that said that we would protect them.
A treaty and an agreement aren't necessarily... He's fallen so back down the stairs of semantics, it's incredible. Do you want me to pull up the name of the agreement? Let's see. Trilateral process. Is this what we're talking about? Is this what you're trying to refer to? The trilateral process, the United States, Ukraine, Russia, and nuclear weapons. So when you say a lot of people made deals that they didn't think that they would have to fulfill, who are you talking about? Because Canada has gone above and beyond in support of Ukraine. That America profited off of because Canada bought and paid for contracts that America took forever to fucking actually make good on those contracts. You listen to this person talk and you tell me if you would ever make a deal or any agreement with this person in any capacity. For anything. Does this person sound trustworthy to you? But is this what you're talking about? May 9th, 2011? T-Bob currently live talking about how America's is soon going to own Greenland, Canada. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe we'll watch that tomorrow.
Ukraine's not part of NATO. So we don't
This treaty was not with NATO. It is the trilateral process that was an agreement between the United States, Ukraine, and Russia. You fucking psychopath. You don't know what you're talking about. You demand to know where everybody else gets their information. You demand that people have to know the players involved. And you are being completely butt-fuckingly wrong about everything you've brought up. You're wrong about World War II. You're wrong about fucking Afghanistan. You're wrong about the participation of Canada and America and the relationship between the two countries. You're wrong about Ukraine. You're wrong about fucking Trump. You're wrong about the people you're talking about. You have no fucking idea. You're wrong about fucking New Zealand and its immigration policies and whether or not it's a fucking shithole. Where do you live, motherfucker? What part of America do you live in? I don't need your address. I'm not asking for your personal information. What state are you fucking in right now? Because realistically, the entirety of America currently is one of two things. It's either looks like a shithole or is on fucking fire. And I don't mean like metaphorically on fire. I mean literally on fucking fire. And you know who fucking helps whenever fucking America, Katrina, in hurricanes, when your fucking whole ass country is on fire? Canada. Canada sends aid. Canada sends firefighters. Canada sends water bombers. Canada houses Americans. You are disgusting. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable, this man. And the arrogance of this stupidity. Try to keep my blood pressure low. Ah, no. This is what it feels like.
Come to my home uninvited and tell me how I should arrange my furniture. What a fool you are. Skeleton divine death.
No. You know what it is, this one.
This guy is unfucking believable.
having any sort of defense treaty with Ukraine. We might have.
Yes, you do. It was called the Trilateral Process. 2011. By the way, remember when I brought up Article 5? And the time it was used was America lying to everybody to get them to go to war to invade Afghanistan? Yeah, that? You remember that? You know, Article 5 was only NATO had to follow Article 5. You know who helped America who wasn't in NATO? Who helped American soldiers and died for American soldiers and America's lie? Ukraine. You know who's also dying on the front lines to defend their rights and their home and their freedom and their country from an invader because of an American lie? Ukraine! You sick fuck.
Had an agreement that we would help them police any Russian aggression, But they didn't want to keep the nukes anymore.
They didn't want to keep the nukes.
So yeah. So
Then you know what? You just trail off because you didn't actually have anything to say because you're just making this up right now? Uh-huh. Okay.
We did after they fell. They gave the Kenyan.
After who fell? After what fell? Are you talking about the Berlin Wall? You clown.
4 or 5 years, and they were starting to deteriorate. So yeah, they sent them back. But Ukraine's a huge country, and if you look at the history of the world, history didn't start when you were born. If you look at the history of the world,
history didn't start when you were born, but this man was born yesterday.
Ukraine's been part of Russia several times. I mean, Kiev,
Pro-Russia propaganda! Yay! To the surprise of nobody! This man is pretending that he's not pro-Russia! This man is pretending he's not a fascist! This man is not pretending that, like, oh, surprise, 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 surprise! Ooh, we did it, yay! There's much rejoicing, yay! We're definitely not these things. Let me explain to you how we're exactly those things.
you know, for centuries, you know, was considered part of Russia. So
you mean the USSR? So you think that Russia is justified to invade other countries that were a part of the USSR? Do you know which countries that includes? Do you know? Do you know which country those includes? Would you like me to pull it up for you, you ignorant bitch? Dissolved in 1991. These countries were 15 independent sovereign states. Armenia, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Hold on. Here's the Wikipedia. Let me pull it up so you guys can see it, because I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. Okay. Let's see. The post-Soviet states, also referred to the former Soviet Union, the former Soviet republics, are the independent sovereign states that emerged, / re-emerged from the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. Prior to their independence, they existed as a union republics, which were the top-level constituents of the Soviet Union. There are 15 post-Soviet states. Azerbaijan? Azerbaijan? I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry. I barely speak French. I barely speak Armenia, Belarus, Estonia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. I don't know how to pronounce this one either. Latvia, Lithuania, Moldova, Russia, Tajikistan? I don't know about that one either. Turkmenistan? Oh no, Turkmenistan. Ukraine. And I can't pronounce these. Listen, I can't pronounce these. The point is there's 15 of them. The map looks like this. So you're saying that Russia has the right to invade all of these countries? Does Ukraine have the right to do that? If they wanted to? They're phonetic. Yeah, but I can't read. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Estonia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Latvia, Lithuania, Moldova, Russia, and Tajikistan. No. I tried. I did my best. I'm sorry for not being able to pronounce your names, countries. I'm a failure, and I know. Anyway, America used to belong to the UK. Does that mean that the UK can have it back? Not that what they want it? Does England have the right to invade America, and America should not fight back? Kyrgyzstan? What? Tuan? Kyrgyzstan? Kyrgyzstan? I don't know. I can't pronounce these things. I'm a bad person, and I'm bad at geography. But the point being, does the United Kingdom have the right to take America and make America UK again? The Russian Federation itself has several republic members that could declare independence if Russia didn't violently suppress them. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. If you study history and the history of the world and understand the history of other countries, sir who demands that everybody knows everything before they say anything, otherwise who was born yesterday, we know who definitely is not a linguist. Definitely not me. Dapper specifically brings me on purpose to read words because he knows that I will read them wrong.
Russia's kind of expanded and contracted and, taken on different forms when you look at the map. If you look at a map in 1700 of Russia, it's a lot different than the map of 1950.
So, therefore, people who have fought and earned their sovereignty don't deserve to fight and continue to keep their sovereignty? You fucking psychopath. This is psycho behavior. This is abuser language. This is Russia apologetics.
So, and another thing you got to remember too is that a lot of the area that Putin is going into, those people they want to be part of Russia.
Ukraine wants to be part of Russia. The annexation of Crimea wanted to be part. That's why they're desperately trying to be part of NATO and getting assistance from other countries. There's a level of delusion. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Did they not just bitch, whine, and moan that somebody from another country doesn't get to speak for Americans, but this fuck gets to speak for Ukrainians? This fuck gets to speak for fucking all of these fucking countries? This fuck gets to speak for Kyiv? This fuck gets to speak for Crimea? This fuck gets to speak for Lithuania and Latvia and the people who live there? At least I've been to America. I didn't even speak for Americans. But this is fucking hypocrisy. So you don't like it when you perceive and invent in your head that other people are fucking speaking on your behalf, but then you turn around and speak for multiple nations saying that they want to be annexed? Excuse you, you authoritarian hypocrite? I don't fucking think so. You thought that was just gonna slip right by me, didn't you? You thought that I wouldn't fucking... You posted this! You recorded it and then posted it on the internet! You insane person! Choke on Putin's dick.
The problem that Ukraine has is that these people speak Russian, okay?
Yeah, and America speaks English. Does that mean they're part of England and want to be English? There's portions of America that speak French. Does that mean that they want to be France? There's a large Portuguese population in my area. Does that mean my city wants to be Portuguese? What about Spanish? What about Mexico? Does a portion of America want to be Mexico because it speaks Spanish? How does that apply to Asia? Did you know Japan has different forms of speech of different types of Japanese? Does that mean they're all separate? They're separate countries because they speak different language? Is Quebec and Alberta not Canada because one of them speaks one type of English and the other one speaks... What about Newfoundland? They've basically got their own fucking form. Does that mean that they're fucking... They're not Canadian? No, they speak Russian.
On these borders. And Ukraine don't want to give them up because now Russia's right on, so they're kind of wanting to keep this buffer of these people who are actually Russian, but they live in it.
Go there. Go talk to some people from fucking Ukraine. I dare you. This is why people are angry at America. This is why people are angry at Americans. Because they just think they know when they admit that they don't know shit. And then they just fucking talk out of their asses 24/7. Oh, we're Americans, we know what's best for the world. You arrogant, ignorant fuck. Hey, Marcy with an IE. What's your husband's name? You just claimed he worked for the Republican Party, right? He's a public figure then, right? Who is it? Because I bet you there's a lot of Ukrainian Americans who would want to know that there's somebody who's representing them in government saying this shit. Most of Eastern Europe used to belong to Mongolia. You know, Genghis fucking Khan. Oh yeah, what about Rome? What about Egypt? What about Africa? If you look at history, history didn't just start when you were born. Ripping a bong for Chesh. Bless, thank you. Please. Pour one out for me. Pour one out for me as I go down with my ship. So long, everyone. Oh.
It's hard to distinguish Ukrainian history from Russian history. It's just that
It's hard to distinguish American history from England's history. You can't get mad when everyone tells you to fuck off when all you're doing is giving everyone the middle finger. Where's your citation? Where are you getting your information from?
it's like,
What are your thoughts about sending our military,
no,
our
we don't
men
have to
over
go.
there?
We don't have to go over there. Putin don't want to fight us. I mean, he would if he had to. And then,
Then defend Ukraine like you promised.
if American troops hit the ground, the support in Russia for Putin would skyrocket.
What makes you think that? Based on what? Based on fucking what? Please tell me how much you understand the social engineering and the current social eco-political vibe of the Russian people. You know, a people whose information that is going out of their country and into their country is currently limited. Please, please, educate me. Educate me, Marcy's husband, daddy. Tell me your thoughts on this thing you clearly know nothing about, because it's very, very valuable. You're a very special little snowflake. Negative amounts of self-awareness detected. Holy shit. Holy shit. So you're telling me that America has the ability to stop Russia in its tracks simply by sending troops over there, and you're still refusing to do it? Why? Because you want Ukrainians to suffer, or because you think that Ukrainians actually want to be fucking Russian? Zelensky was voted in. Zelensky has held his position. It's not up to America to tell Ukraine who their president is and what they fucking want. Especially not some random chuckle fuck from the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. Who are you? You're a public representative. That's what Marcy said. I think people deserve to know that these are your opinions. I think people deserve to know, as an elected official in Republican Parliament and in Republican positions, who the fuck you are. I think I know who you think you are, but who are you?
More than likely. So we don't want a century. They can handle it.
I think that
They can handle it just fine. France and Russia have nukes. I mean, France and Great Britain. France just last week said that they would offer a nuclear umbrella to Ukraine.
Yeah, because you went back on your agreement. Are you stupid? Did you forget that this thing happened and then so therefore history? So this thing happened, which means that led these people to make this decision? Drown. Drown. Drown in your own stupidity.
a nuclear umbrella? What's that?
I guess it means that they're going to shoot down.
I guess it means we're just talking about things we clearly don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I guess it means this. Wow, what a rebuttal. Hater tater education. Wow, yeah, very gracious to tell me my country doesn't matter and to give the middle finger to our military service. Very gracious of you. Yes, very, very gracious to tell Ukrainians that they want to be Russian. It's very gracious. I feel very educated right now with all of the citations and factual information that you just shit out all over the floor.
Many nukes that come in.
I mean, it seems like these nuclear bombs have been used so much. I mean, I know they're devastating.
No, they're not.
No, I just talk, you know what I mean? It's like they got nukes and they got nukes and they got nukes.
There's not that many countries with nukes.
Do we not have the ability
There's not that many countries with nukes. There's only 7. United States, Great Britain, France, Russia, China, India, Pakistan, and Israel.
Wow.
Wow, what a way to cut off. Should we fact check him? Russia, United States, China, France, United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, North Korea. Nations hosting nuclear weapons. That was 9, by the way. That was 9? That was 9. Italy, Turkey, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Belarus. Are they saying Canada, Ukraine shouldn't shoot down incoming nukes? I don't know. Were you able to glean anything from that? I'll play it again.
Russia have nukes. I mean, France and Great Britain. France just last week said that they would offer a nuclear umbrella to Ukraine. Let them do it.
A nuclear
That's what they
umbrella?
said.
What's that?
I guess it means that.
What's that? I guess it means.
I mean, it seems like these nuclear bombs have been used so much. I mean, I know they're devastating.
No, they're not.
No, I just talk, you know what I mean? It's like they got nukes and they got nukes and they got nukes.
There's not that many countries with nukes.
Do we not have the ability
There's not that many countries with nukes. There's
Finish your thought, Marcy. Were you about to ask, do we not have the ability to denuclearize armaments? That's funny. That's what this agreement was about. Disarming. The disarmament of nukes. That's something that America has been working towards for decades. Under the, we don't want more people to have nukes because it gets more and more dangerous for this mutually destruction option, which is why nobody uses nukes. Marcy! The agreement that your president just threw under the bus was a denuclearization program. Do we not have the ability to get people to not have nukes? Not anymore! You did! You, in fact, were very successful at convincing other countries to not do the nuclear thing because America's got this. Don't worry, everybody. Whoops! We slipped on a banana and we bashed our head outside of a fucking Applebee's, and now we're fucking hate everybody and just alienating ourselves from everyone and treating our friends like they're fucking enemies and our enemies like they're fucking buddies. Is that what you were going to ask, Marcy? I don't know. Where's part 3? I was promised part 3. A little education and grace for my hater tater that suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. You're welcome and bless your heart. Truly, part duh. Part douche is more like it. Where's the next part? Where's my part 3? I was promised part 3. There's no part 3 here. Fucking bathtub, dude. Alright, that's enough. We've been live for long enough. I'm gonna get out of here. It's been 2.5 hours. These ones always take so long because I'm just so outraged. It's outrageous. Truly, truly outrageous. Credit to him after all that bullshit. This man still found a way to go out on a what the fuck high note. Yep. Well, besides being, completely wrong about the number of countries that have nukes. By the way, a lot of nuke are stored in America's nukes. We store them in Canada. So if you were considering going and getting in a fight, do not think that that Canada will be handing those nukes over easily. Good God. Welcome to one Canadian against the average American. All of them, all at once. Call in Marcy. Call in Marcy's husband, you fucking traitorous coward. I'm more than happy to fucking talk to you in person about this. I'm more than happy to say this directly to your fucking ugly ass face. I don't give a shit. Go ahead, blonde one. Put me on a Don't Come to America list. I don't need your help. I'm already on that list. No fucking American wants me fucking over there right now except all of the actual American patriots who are begging for fucking help. No Canadian is fucking flying. Did you not hear Charlie Angus? Did you not hear him? 40%, motherfucker. Get the fuck out. Sod off. No one's interested. You can follow and chase me to the ends of the earth and you're gonna get told to go fuck yourself, you Nazi scum, every fucking time. I will be back tomorrow and we'll take a look at whatever Trumpster Bob went live about today because that'll be fun. Because it's been a long time since I looked at Trumpster Bob. In fact, I don't even think I've ever looked at him on this channel before. I've only seen him on my visitations to DP. It's been a long time since I've been over there, too, actually. But regardless. Wait, you have the nukes? We don't have nuclear launching capabilities. We don't launch nukes. We store nukes. They're in the back room. We keep them in the back rooms. Tell me how you really feel without holding back. Fuck off. Fuck up. I didn't realize it was controversial and an attack on America to say fuck Nazis. When did that switch over, by the way? Yikes. Big cringe. We were trying to cut travel by 20% and we cut it by 86%. Enjoy unemployment. Enjoy unemployment. Enjoy enjoy dying of disease and cancer and enjoy being left behind by the rest of the world moving forward in scientific advancements. Because that's what's happening. Scientists are leaving America because they don't have funding to do their jobs. New young scientists that are coming out of their education into a desolated employment space are moving out of America to go to places that value and care. And one of the things that makes the most money in modern society is scientific advancement, is technology. If you think otherwise, you're a fool. You're just wrong. But alas, yeah, if you're curious about what Canada does when it comes to Americans' nuclear storage, go ahead and just Google it. Go ahead, pull it up. It's there. It's publicly available information. It's no secret. Congratulations. Do you feel like you're winning, America? Does this feel good? This is what winning feels like as your people starve and die of preventable diseases? Enjoy your measles outbreak. Enjoy never being able to eat eggs again. Enjoy your skyrocketing unemployment, housing crisis, and homelessness. Good luck. If you're an American, I would like to give you one piece of hope that you can take advantage of if you want to. As of right now, the agreements between America and other countries, particularly Canada, when it comes to travel, is still active. Currently, right now, Canadians and Americans can both travel to each other's country for 3 to 6 months. 6 months, no questions asked about what you're really doing. So if you want to take advantage of that, either just to give yourself a break and get out of America for a little while, or if it's to look into immigration options, that is currently something that you as an American coming to Canada can do. If you are a Canadian that agrees with these fuckers, get the fuck out. Use the opportunity to try to immigrate to America right the fuck now and get the fuck out of my goddamn country, you traitorous scum. However, if you are an American trying to get out, I would recommend doing that travel. You need to get your passport, so get your passport now. If you can, pay for the express and take a trip to Canada. Look around, see what it's like, see what you're interested in, and talk to an immigration office. Most major cities, and most even like large cities, will have an immigration office or an immigration lawyers that you can talk to, and you can get in touch with them online. So if that is something that you're interested in, I definitely recommend checking that out if you are looking to flee. I don't know where and what this is going to escalate to, and whether or not there's going to be options for LGBTQ plus Americans who are ostensibly ending up what it looks like as persecuted groups. So like the end of that underground railway on Canada's end likely will be reopened at some point if things continue this direction. A lot of that is going to depend on the American structures and the American systems, if they're able to curtail this regime, and whether or not they're going to have the support of the people. So if you're an American, support your politicians, even if you don't like it. Support your politicians that are actually against this. Bernie Sanders and AOC are currently doing a tour, so if you can go and see them, go check it out. Alas! So long. Good luck. Stay safe. It's dangerous out there. And to Marcy's husband, who she had to tag in because she's too stupid to have the conversation she fucking started. Yeah, he didn't help and is worse, probably worse than you are, or equally as fucking stupid. Have a good day, everybody.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.